lay down on your back here. And I'll just throw out here too that there was an article in JOSPT in 2002 that looked at this actual test, and it didn't discredit this test. The test is still good, but it discredited the way that it was used in terms of a grading system. And I don't think a lot of people saw that article, so I'll explain a little bit more. But basically, even people with verifiably strong abs, when they start to lower their legs down, there's going to be at least a little bit of an anterior pelvic tilt. I mean, the strongest of people are going to tilt a little bit. So when you do this test, and I'm guessing you've all probably seen this and maybe use it, you know, when I say, you know, squeeze down on my hand here, and then I'm going to have her lowering, just wait for a sec, I'll have her lowering her legs down. I don't stop the test at the first hint of any kind of pressure coming off my hand. What I look to see is, can they sustain a really solid pressure? And I stop the test when I start to see that the legs, the back is lifting up at kind of a 1-to-1 proportion with the legs, right? Because usually they'll have a little tilt in the beginning, and if they're strong, they can hold it a good bit further, right? So let's go ahead and try it. So you want to do a lot of cueing to continue to press, squish your hand. So go ahead and bring your legs straight up. Knees is good hamstring flexibility. So squeeze down on my hand. And technically, they want you to cross your arms across your chest. Okay? So keep this pressure here and slowly lower down your legs. I'm not helping her. Okay, slow, low, 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 and stop there. Okay, so go ahead and come down. So that's not bad actually, about a 45 degree. I mean, she's doing pretty well. But there was that initial lift off, and so just keep that in mind when you're looking at your patients. If you immediately feel that lift and then it continues to really lift off your hands, then they are truly, you know, dealing with some weak abs. And you know, this isn't probably the most repeatable between people, but if you try to replicate it the same way yourself each time, you can get a good idea of how your clients are progressing with that. Thank you very much. Yeah. So a couple more things. And I also repeat those a couple times. Sometimes the first effort's great, and then you see that they actually have very little endurance. Other times I find that the first effort isn't so good, but once they've done it once, it's like their neurological system's turned on a little bit and the muscles are firing better, and they improve in the second and third test. So I usually run that a few times. A couple more things on ab exercises. With planks, I wrote on the thing, it says using abs or glutes. See a lot of people using planks, a lot of good trainers, making sure that the spine stays neutral and all that. But what I don't see a lot of are them checking, are they counteracting the hip flexor pull and keeping neutral spine because their glutes are doing that, or because their abs are doing it? Now, if you want the glutes involved, of course it doesn't matter. But if you want it to really be a solid ab exercise, and specifically for the abs, what I do is I'm right there on the ground with them, and I'll palpate on the glutes themselves, right? And I'll say, you know, I want you to really relax these and use your abs to keep your back flat. And I kind of draw in like this. Maybe, sorry, I shouldn't have had you sit down, just do a quick. So go ahead and get in the front plank. So I'll say, you know, so I'm drawing in on the abs here, kind of give that, so go ahead and flatten out the back, lift up a little bit, and keep these as relaxed as you can. And she does pretty well with that. It's a little bit more of an art than I'd like, but no, you're fine. But I just wanted to show that if you really want the plank to be as solidly about the abs as possible, make sure they're not getting too involved with the glutes.